Hey, Max here. So today we are going to rank all the golden tickets. As we got the last ones out, we got Pittman, Henry, we got Aaron Donald, so Travis Kelsey. So we're gonna go through and kind of rank them from last to first on the power level. These golden tickets we've known through this whole time. EA kind of just like makes up the physical stats. Some get blessed, some don't. Guys like Lamar Jackson get 99s across the board, whereas Tony Romo, released the same time as him, gets absolutely screwed in them. So there is definite a power level difference, quarterback throw animations and stuff. So we're gonna rank them from last on up. And I'm not going to really go through every single card's stats. I probably will go through a lot of them, but we'll talk about it from the bottom up. First off, this Tyreek Hill card is just such like a mystery to me, right? Because in a year that had a middle linebackers, they can't jump without acrobat, okay? The weight matters, height matters. This guy's got none of it. Like, the best thing you can use this Tyreek Hill to do is like try and contain a quarterback, but the quarterback's got escape artist. It's going to be very difficult anyways to do it. But like, that's it. I mean, he doesn't have great finesse move or power moves to do that anyways. He's small, so he's like going to get run over by the Derrick Henrys of the world. Not going to jump as tall as guys that are like, a foot taller than him out there running around. Anyways, just an awful decision for a golden ticket. I know he gets 99 speed, but so many of the DBs can get, 99 speed regardless with strat cards. So Tyreek Hill, definitely the worst golden ticket designed, without a doubt in my mind. Number 36 is one released today. It is Travis Kelsey. Now, it simply comes down to his throw release. His throw release is awful. So that's it. Then we get a couple slow quarterbacks right above him, Tony Romo and Matt Ryan. The reason these cards are so low, I guess we'll just filter by position here, quarterback. The reason why these ones are so low is because their speed. 87 speed is faster than almost every single person on the field that you'll be going against. Most defensive lines, linebackers are well over 87, so the lack of ability to kind of outrun any sort of chase on you, even with escape artists, these things still aren't as glitchy as guys like, that are in the upper 90s speed here. So unfortunately, these guys, Romo, Matt Ryan, 82 speed, even though they got decent releases, Matt Ryan's out here with Gen 3, which I know a lot of people like is either their favorite or second favorite release in the game, is a little bit usable. Some of them are actually, Derek Carr is price locked now, which is hilarious. Some other ones are getting price locked. Looks like Mahomes is price locked potentially. So yeah, a few of them are getting price locked here, and you won't be able to buy them on PlayStation. Number 33 is somebody that should be higher if the guy knew what he was doing, right? This is like the classic case of, yo, you can talk to me. Like, just ask me what's going on. Russell Wilson, like, you look at his attributes, like, oh, this is great. The problem is strong arms across the board. So he kind of gets screwed a little bit on the AP. Gen 3, so a good release there on him. But it's really too bad the creator didn't know what he was doing and kind of screwed over the Russell Wilson card and gave him all those slots. So a lot of quarterbacks kind of dominate the bottom end of this. So we got to go two more hilariously. Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes here. On the wait, I don't know why Patrick Mahomes has like a thing around him. Let's go ahead and clear that up. Yeah, other cards that are slowish, right? Like, I just don't care. 90 speed is fine. Derek Carr got that Gen 3. I didn't really like love him. But yeah, like I said, it's like 90 speed is like average right now. You really need upper 90s to kind of stand out at the quarterback spot. So there's some more ones that we'll see here on the list going forward. So that's 31. 30, it's a DB without height. CJ Gardner-Johnson now obviously statted tremendously. Like, absolutely phenomenal stats here. 98 speed, acceleration. The only downside of this card is 92 agility, 94 change of direction, right? If you're going to be 5'11 back there, I'm going to need you to be able to cut side to side like a maniac, and he can't do it. So even though he's got great like block shed, hit power, even though he's only 210, it's the ability to go side to side and make those quick cuts that he doesn't possess that is terrible. Being a height fetishes in this game, Deion Sanders at wide receiver. Now, while he has 99 speed, basically a lot of people already have the wide receiver strat items to bring up guys like Michael Pittman, who's a few inches tall, 4 inches taller than Deion, up to 99 speed anyway. So like, Deion's good with the ball in his hands, right? Agility, acceleration, good returner, carrying's at 99 too, so you won't see the fumble. So incredible returner. The issue is I don't love guys that aren't tall at receiver because we know how much like you can just like cut in front of somebody and grab it. But like Deion Sanders so small, his frame is minuscule. That guys will just like catch the ball through you. Now it could happen to anybody, but somebody Deion's size, it happens to a little bit more than others. So another great stat. And like here's the thing about golden tickets. Like outside of like there's ability buckets. There's no discounted abilities on them, which is tragic. Like all these cards are good. One of the best of the positions. You're like, oh man, you see this list, be like, oh man, Fox, what are you talking about? This guy's insane for me. Yeah, they're all like at the top of their position or near the top of their position, but like we need to make differentiation. So like Deion Sanders is good. Don't get me wrong. He's expensive today at 900K as you see on the screen. It's just like everybody's good. Okay, so don't get too angry, please. Or if you do, go ahead and rant in the comment section. Helps out the engagement of the video. Please like. Also, please use code GutFox at Underdog Fantasy. #1 way of supporting this channel. All right, next up is another short DB, Troy Polamalu. Troy Polamalu's actually got a little bit better of a change of direction and everything at 93, and then change of direction is 97. So that's why he goes above CJ Gardner-Johnson, in my opinion, for the defensive back core. So Troy Polamalu right there. I guess you can argue if he's below Deion at wide receiver, but I'm not here to do that. This Cordarrelle Patterson CB, he was just like put together pretty poorly. It's another one that like people maybe should have asked about. Like I don't like the fact that he doesn't have top end block shed for a CB. Like I want to be able to get off blocks against the run and then go in and then dominate people. So he's got great hit power and everything, impact block and whatnot. So yeah, it's kind of tragic. I'm also not ranking. I forgot I didn't rank the non-golden golden tickets, right? Like Tom Brady. Oh, that's too bad. And too tall. I think I screwed up my rankings because I didn't rank those ones. These are only the user created golden tickets. Now that I think about it, number 26 would be Josh Gordon. He again is a fine wide receiver, 6'3", so decent height there, but nothing really standing out. He also didn't play that well for me. AJ Dillon, a running back. Let's go with another running back right here. These ones are pretty similar. I think Evans has got more change directions. Dillon's got a couple other stats over him. Wishy-washy between the two. So Evans will feel better on the stick than Dillon, but Dillon may be more of that power back archetype. Rasul Douglas right here, a Packer corner, 6'2". We could go ahead and take a look at Rasul Douglas's attributes so you guys can see that right there. Douglas, 91 jumping on 6'2". It's too bad it's not a little higher. Impact block's only 71, but I feel like block shed is more important than impact block out there for you. So overall, a really nice corner. Don't get me wrong, but 92 change of direction, 93 doesn't really stand out right now. And 6'2 is good, not insane. All right, so that is that right there. Number 22 will end up being the halfback Cordarrelle Patterson. I think he's like a great jack of all trades, right? Receiving, running, he's got decent weight, like mid to high 230s on Patterson. So overall, like I do like him better than these two right there, but 22 is about right because I think Cordarrelle Patterson, his halfback, it's not like statted like some of the other ones. He's not as insanely overweight as, the fullback halfback that we'll get to in a little bit. But overall, yeah, short route running, medium route running. I know people like wheel routes, people like the in routes, out routes against man coverage and stuff like that. Great trucking, carrying. Speed's 97, which you can get up on a theme team. I rated this list based off no theme teams and most people having wide receiver DB strat items. Maybe that was a mistake, but that's just kind of how I did it. So overall, I really do enjoy this Cordarrelle Patterson card, and that's why he's above so many of the other running backs. He's got a whole bunch of skills. But like the running back is a tough position to really get high on this list. I will say that. It's a very competitive spot. It's like one of the most beloved spots in MUT, so they put out a lot of cards at the running back from like Bo Jackson on to Derrick Henry and whatnot. Justin Lane here at 21. Justin Lane is here due to his crazy change of direction at corner. He's also 6'2". I did really like that. He's been basically my best performer out there. 97 change direction, 94 agility, along with the attributes that can get you to 99 right there. Maybe a little bit lower press. I don't really run press man. I don't run into people running a lot of press man either, I would say. Most people, if they run man coverage, they try to disguise it with a zone behind it too, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right there when I look at Justin Lane. He's also only 192, so he's not as heavy as a lot of other guys out there, which is why he's only 21 on the list. Number 20 was Aaron Donald. I really like this Aaron Donald card. I think it's cool, super neat what they did for him. Actually, he's a right end, isn't he? they made him like a coverage superstar. You can't really see it here, but his zone and man are also 99 overall, or 99 stats for those two. So he's decently fast. He's 280. So like he'll be 98 speed on the Rams theme team. Agility's low. The only reason why he's not higher is like you could drop into coverage, that's great. Change direction is only 82. So like if you end up going against one of those people still running escape artist, he is going to be like locked into a super slow turn animation. You could basically kind of like fake him out, and he isn't really great at stopping that kind of thing. That's his only weakness. Otherwise, great intelligence there, both in coverage and against the pass. No discounted abilities. Really does kind of hurt his interior pass rush too, versus a lot of guys that you can get cheaper, at least in AP. Since this game right now is all based around ability points and getting cheap abilities. DK Metcalf, 6'3" wide receiver. He's DK. Maybe you want a little bit more change of direction. This might cause a lot of confusion, but Ben DiNucci, great release. Maybe not as fast as the other guys, and that's why he's 18. But overall, Ben DiNucci is fine. He's put together pretty well, I'd say. Jeremy Chin here at 17. Now this was a tough one. I know he's 6'3" as a DB. I kind of wanted to put him lower on the list than he is right here, but you look at his attributes right there. 97 at 6'3". Yeah, his agility change direction isn't incredible, but he does have the block shed, does have the hit power, everything. So overall, a pretty solid card, I'd say. Jeremy Chin. I think him at like the middle of the list is a perfect place for Jeremy Chin. Just like a really good safety, but he's not like something that's going to absolutely change your team and the outcome of the game. Nick Foles, a 6'6" wide receiver, is only here because EA messed up his ability buckets. He doesn't get route tech for 2, so they kind of messed up on the Nick Foles card, or else he'd be higher. Talk about ones they originally mixed up. They actually ended up buffing Chris Westry. When he first came out, when he was first revealed, we were pissed, right? Like, Chris Westry came out and was absolutely trash. Like, he was barely an upgrade from his 96 overall Sugar Rush. But the 96 overall Sugar Rush does have an ability, like, a discount right there. Of Acrobat. So it's almost worth powering up this Chris Westry instead of getting this, golden ticket. Now the golden ticket's got the 99 block shed, which is something this Chris Westry has. So it's like, depending on, do you want block shed or do you want the Acrobat for cheap on your team? So there's definitely a question there on which one you want to use. But overall, Chris Westry in a vacuum, just against the other golden tickets, not himself, is right here on the list. And I feel like that's a good spot. Like, it might even be higher up there. And maybe some of our initial hate is too much for him. Right here, we're going to go Mr. Evans. Tall, like this, Westry's 6'4". Evans back here, 6'5". And like 97 speed, again, the agility change direction is ruining so many of these cards. And this one's one of the worst ones in the entire golden ticket drop for agility. And that's something you're going to notice. I actually used this guy, and I didn't really see it a whole lot. He was a monster user. This dude would absolutely rob post patterns. It was great. One of my, best users of the year. The issue is this late in the year, there's so many best users because there's so many tall guys just like Mike Evans. But he fits right into that niche. You can also put him like a deep on a third, and like you won't really get spec caught as easily. I will say it might not be as good there because if guys like get away from you, you might not be able to get that like, locomotion, change of direction, sprint to the guy away from you, breakup. But overall, Mike Evans did not really suffer. I also put like deep out elite on my deep safeties too, which helps get to those positions. Number 13 and number 12. We got a couple wide receivers here, which were very hard to separate from me. Plaxico Burress and Michael Pittman right here. Now I could see the Michael Pittman over the Plax. I took the 1 inch on Plax over the Pittman. Let's go ahead and just like compare the two. I think Pittman's got like a little bit of like movement over Plax, but I do like the extra inch. Steelers theme team, I'm biased there. Let's go ahead and show all ratings. Acceleration there is by 3, which is huge. Agility is by a couple. But I think like, outside of the inch, Plax really kind of beats them on release if you do face press man. Otherwise we have zone coverage, right? No. What was it looking for? Impact block. Lead block's the same. Impact block, 86 versus 72. Whether that matters a whole lot is up to you, but they both have 99 run blocks, so they're basically the same card. A little bit better movement out of Pittman, but a little an extra inch and a few pounds for Plax. But really, they're kind of a wash, so if you want to go the other way, I'm not going to fight you on that. But yeah, Steeler bias showing through right there, putting him up above Pittman. Number 11 will be Vita Vea. Now, the only reason Vita Vea is 11 is because he's got heavy competition for that spot that he's occupying at the thick running back spot. Now you can use both of them, right? The issue is like look at his agility 89, change of direction. Where's that at? 81. So he is going to feel very stiff on the stick. Okay, 94 speed is good. Obviously, you want theme teams or something to get that up more. But like really, Vita Vea is incredible. But I had to knock him due to the stiffness on the stick, and it's going to be noticeable. Like a lot of people will know how to face these big running backs now, since a lot of people are running with them, know to hit them low. Some people might even run Stonewall now to kind of counter the fall forward meta of these running backs. So there you go, Vita Vea, number 11 for me. And he's still a powerful card, all these cards. Now I'm going to go number 10 as Michael Vick. Now, obviously, I talked about these are all rated on non-theme teams. Vic right here, 99 speed on him, 98 agility. His change of direction is 99. So he's going to be as close on next gen as like old gen movement can get, right? Like as you can, like he'll be like perfectly responsive to your stick as much as EA makes it allows it, right? They can make these guys insanely responsive to the stick, as we see like on old gen, as we see in human joystick on old gen, but they purposely nerf them. Now, 99 change direction is not going to be as good of movement as we're used to in old Maddens, but it's still going to be pretty nice. The best we can get there. Plus the break tackle. His weight ain't that great. He does get good catching, medium route running, short route running in case you do want to run those wheels and whatever in out routes you got at short route running. So overall, a really well like third down type of guy. This is not the one that you're going to want to use between the tackles. This is the guy that you're going to want to kind of get into space and get the ball in his hands, whether it's stretch, whatever it is. So Michael Vick is kind of like perfect for that. You always want more weight, of course, but it's good to have a rotating backfield for what you need done on each down. Number 9 is Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson does not have the best release, right? But when you look at his attributes, they're just so insane for me that I kind of had to put him. Like, everything on this card is 99 except for, like, strength and trucking, right? You shouldn't try to truck people with quarterbacks as it is since fumbles happen. 99 carrying. Like, this is just disgusting, okay? Absolutely disgusting. Slinger 4, so not a really well-loved release, but it is what it is. Number 8 will be Joe Mixon. Now, Joe Mixon doesn't have the same attributes, as good as Lamar, but he's pretty close to it, I feel like. 96 speed, still got the 99 throw power, which is cool. Carrying is not nearly Lamar, which is tough, but he's also got generic 3, which, like I've talked about, a lot of people love, as it's the best like rollout on a throw on the run release possible. So Joe Mixon has played really well for people. On that same note, Cam Newton, basically everything I said about Joe Mixon repeats for Cam Newton. He's a little taller. Where'd Newton go? Yeah, little taller. What is they? Same speed, same throw power, but he's got 96 carrying and the same generic 3 release that everybody seems to love. So Cam Newton is really nice. It's very similar to the other ones. Number 6 will be Colin Johnson, a 6'6" receiver without messed up ability buckets. Goes up to number 6 for me. We know about Colin Johnson. He got kind of screwed on upgrades here. 97 speed. What was Foles again? Foles is 96 speed, so we get that one extra speed, and speed is the most important thing in this game, so you can easily get him to 99 speed without having a theme team. 98 acceleration. He also does have the route runner slot, so that's kind of cool, and I really do like this card. It played really well for me, or plays really well. 99 run block on him, so he's like an all 3 down wide receiver. You never take him on the field. Ed Too Tall Jones is number 5 for me. Now, I guess you can consider both his strong safety and his wide receiver if I were to rank this. Tom Brady would probably go down here somewhere. So we'll just say this is double. Let's just say both. I really like the Ed Too Tall Jones cards. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at him at wide receiver first. So this Too Tall Jones at wide receiver, the reason why is just he's absolutely BS, okay? He is the biggest, frustrating piece of garbage there is out there in Madden right now. Just throw it up with deep out elite, and he'll just bail you out so often at 6'9". I mean, he's tall. I don't know if strength really matters a ton for that spot. Good jumping. It's just sickening. The only downside of this card is he's only got deep threat, physical, and slot. For some reason, there was no route runner put on him. We would have been even better with a route runner archetype to get that route running, that route tech ability. So overall, this Too Tall, you can't really use him like a regular receiver. This guy's great for like clearing out coverages and like if you need like a bailout, if it's a long distance situation, screw it, Ed's down there somewhere. And that's what he is, okay? That he's just crazy for that. His strong safety, basically the only counter to what he's got. You can use deep zone knockouts to help against the Ed Too Tall Jones, but it is insane that the defense has to go with like specific abilities to do that, to get rid of that one player. Or I guess there's a few players that can do it because he's so tall now. Ted Hendricks. Ted Hendricks is number 4 for me. And right along with that Ed Too Tall Jones, basically height in the secondary is powerful, is incredibly important because of that just spec catch thing that's going on in Madden. But I really like, from the hit power, the block shed is pretty solid. Speed, acceleration, agility. Good user, right? Much better than like Mike Evans do the agility change of direction. And he's fast. And he's tall. Not like overly fast, but he's tall as heck. Okay? And that's what's important. All right, next up on the list, number 3 will be William Perry. Now, when I was talking about that Vita Vea, it's like that, but at fullback, right? It's just exactly like that. Like Vita Vea is 94 speed. We saw his low 80s, change direction, but like Perry's got 94 change direction. Plus, he's a fullback, so like if you actually just use him to run block, he's crazy. Or if you leave him in a pass block, he's insane at that too. So like overall, William Perry is exactly what you want in the backfield. Like every single down, he's going to be doing something positive for your team. Unless, of course, the random Madden stuff happens. The number 2 player on the list will be Mr. Derrick Henry at quarterback. Yes, Derrick Henry, once again, taking over this game. He's been like the biggest thing in the entire game this year, from the running back and his fall forward to his quarterback earlier. The quarterback earlier is going to be much more powerful than this card. Was it like 1.95 right now? It's going to be much more powerful than this one, okay? That's just the fact of life. Because when he came out earlier with Escape Artist was a 2 AP, he was literally no stopping him. Right? He couldn't fumble. He still got 99 carrying. He's got 99 carrying here. Trucking, break tackle, change direction's only 94, but yeah. Slinger 1, that and Generic 3 are the most loved. Slinger 1's like the best in the pocket, quote unquote. But yeah, Derrick Henry. I don't really, you just go back and watch my videos on Derrick Henry and the highlights that he's made this year, and you will see exactly what this card's about. Now that, Scrambler is a lot more expensive for Escape Artist, maybe won't be as crazy, but he's still going to be something else. And then the number 1 card of this year, and always, is Taiwan. Without a doubt, Taiwan number 1. So there is my list. Let's go ahead and go Tim Brady here at number 38. And there you go. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you enjoyed. That is breaking down all the golden tickets. Let me know where I screwed up in the comments below. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.